So I did want to look at this data in a slightly different way. It's been a little bit of while since we've used Python for anything. So let's just quickly run through this on Python. Now I haven't done anything with this yet, so we may make some mistakes through this, but let's see what happens. So the first thing that I do want to do is I have this file. I renamed our data 7.1. It is called market. And I want to take that and I want to put that in my working directory so I don't have to find it. So I'm going to right click on this. I am going to copy this. So my working directory for Spider is going to be very similar to yours. And what I am going to do is I'm going to go to my computer. So this PC, specifically the C drive. And we're going to users. And then my username is Dr. Rob on here. And then we're going to go to Python. No, excuse me, different program. We're going to go to Spider Py3, and so this is where my stuff lives, and I get plenty of stuff in there. So I'm going to right click. I'm just going to paste in my thing. So the screen looks a little bit different than the lab because I'm running Windows 11 at home, but the process is the exact same. So now I have this market file within my directory, and let's go. And we're going to go talk to ChatGPT, and we're going to have it write our code. So I'm going to basically ask it to do the same things that we did in Excel, but I just want it to write a Python code. So what do we have to do when we're prompting the AI to write code? We tell it what we have, we tell it what we want, and we tell it how we want to get it. So we are going to tell it, you have a Excel file called market.xlsx. The file contains the columns, and so let's go back and we're going to open up that file. Oops. Actually, let me close that down. We're going to open up that file, and I'm actually going to cheat. I'm going to copy. Let's see if this works out here. I'm going to go back to chat, paste. Now, I'm going to put it in quotes with commas to separate it, so it hopefully knows what we've got going on, just because I'm too lazy to type all this in. Let's see, net sales, method of payment, gender, marital status, and age. Now I just realized something. If we go back to the file, this is on a different worksheet than the others. So we'd have to tell it we're on the worksheet. I don't want it to do that much thinking, and since I saved this as a separate thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to delete everything except data. And so that way, we don't have to worry about it finding the page. So I'm going to shut that down now. Yeah, save the changes. I'll get rid of that too. And so we have all of these columns, and so what we wanted to do is actually write me a Python code that will calculate the average net sales for calculate the average net sales. Put that in parentheses so it knows that that's what we got for the entire data set. So I'm going to do this, just the whole thing first, try it to make sure it works, and then we'll have it break it down. Okay, so we'll just send the message, and we'll see it telling me what to do, and there we go. So we're going to copy this code. I'm going to run over to Python here, Control V to drop it in. I am going to run the code, and we get an error. And the error is net sales is a keyword. So it's probably a spelling mistake. I'm opening back up my file. It does have a net sales in there. So the issue was not that net sales wasn't there. It's when Python wrote this stuff, by default, it's expecting sheet 1. So what I did is I went back and said, oh, hey, chat, all the data is on the data worksheet. And so now it generated a new code for me, so let's give that a try. And so I am going to just Control-C, Control-V, I'm going to drop that in. Okay, and so now it tells me the worksheet data is not found. Now this is a spelling error, because if you go open the sheet back up, that's a capital D. So we're just going to go over here and say, okay, well, let's just use a capital D for data. And we're going to run that now, and there we go. Now we have average net sales, and that's right out of what we've got. Let's clean that up a little bit. We're going to go back to ChatGPT and say, format the result in American currency. American currency. Okay, and so let it run. It'll add the formatting thing in there, which is great. So copy code. Taking a little bite out of things here. I'm just going to overwrite the code I got, Control-V, and we are going to run that. Oh, and once again, worksheet data is not found. I should have fixed that in the code, but I'm just renaming it again because it's a capital D. And so now let's run that again. Okay, there we go. It's 77. Now let's break this up by demographic. So let's go back, and we're going to say, also calculate the average net sales broken down by gender. By the way, the worksheet is called data, not data. Let's see if it can handle that. Okay, so it fixed the worksheet here. We can see with the data. And so, once again, copy code. We'll go back to Spider. We'll just overwrite all this. Control-V, and we will run that again. And there we go. So we've got the net sales for the entire one, broken down by gender. That matches our pivot table. So let's go one more time. Let's just have it see if it can do all. We'll get it to do all of it at the same time. Add in the breakdown for marital status and type of customer. Okay, we can see the code got a lot longer, but that's fine. We are going to go back to our Spider. Let's go new. We'll make a new one here. Control-V. We'll run that. And there we go. And so it broke it down. Male, female, married, single, promotional, regular. And we can keep playing with this. We can go and add in, okay, well, break it down by female, married, single, promotional, da-da-da. So, I mean, we could keep tweaking the code to get that. But I do want to do one more thing, because you can keep playing with that if you want. Let's go and say, generate a scatter plot of net sales versus age. And so it knows that we're still working with the data there. It brings up all the right stuff. We will copy that code. We'll go back into Spider. Once again, I'll just make a new one here. Control-V, and let's run that. And so we got the warning, oh, we don't see anything, but we have to go to plots. And there we go. There is our plot of net sales versus age. We can clean up the axes a little bit, but right now let's just go and say add a regression line to the graph and display the regression line equation on the graph. Okay, so now looking at this, I am pretty sure that I personally have SciPy installed on my thing. I don't think the ones in the lab does, but let's give it a try and see what happens. So we'll go here. Once again, I'll make another new one just so we don't lose anything, and then run it. All right, so I do have SciPy. The lab might have SciPy, I'm not sure. But, and here we go, we got the same thing. We've got our regression line, we've got our regression equation here, and we can see the r squared, it's rounding it to us, for us. It's basically telling us there is no relationship between the two. And so this is how we would use Python to do things, or more specifically, how we would ask the AI to do the Python code for us. And the AI makes the Python code a lot easier to handle, because you can see we've got a lot of coding in there that I'm sure none of you guys want to do, but that's okay. All right, so that's what we've got for the rest of this. And somebody just texted me. I'm sorry about that. But with that, we'll end it here, and we'll see you in the next video.